Instagram.
Hey guys.
Oh, goodness.
Uh-oh. I don't want to.
There we
I am.
go. There we go.
Back?
I think we're
Okay,
on.
good.
Hey, guys.
Good. Hey guys.
We are live.
We are live.
Thanks for
Welcome.
joining us today.
Yeah, it's one of our favorite days.
Yes,
It's
Live Day.
Facebook Live Day. And so I'm sure all of you are thinking, my gosh, Kristen, that hat is awesome.
It's fall, y'all.
Isn't it, though?
You
It's
bring out the hats.
Yes, I'm jealous that I don't have one. I
You
should
raise
have
your
worn.
hand if you're a hat lady during the fall. Anybody?
Yeah, we
Fall,
can't see
winter?
any of your hands, but we trust that you're
You
raising
can do
your hand.
emojis on there. They can do emojis.
That's good. Well, thanks again for joining us today. We are excited about the topic today. I'm Brian.
I'm Kristen.
And we're going to continue the questions, the most common questions that we receive from
Yes.
a lot of different people. And so today we're actually going to talk about two questions because they go well together.
Right. We get asked all the time, what does acid rotation mean? And then also, what does a chemical peel series look like? What is that? So those are very common questions that we get.
Yeah. We'll just we'll jump into it.
So whenever
What do you think?
Yeah, so like acid rotation I think was we should cover first.
Okay,
because
that's a good idea.
It's a
Yeah.
good place to start. So when we say acid rotation, it may seem to some people a very simple concept. You rotate your acids.
Right.
Basically, you don't want to use the same kind of acid on every treatment because your skin gets stagnant. It can plateau. It can get used to treatments. So that's why you want to mix it up a little bit. It's kind of like working out. You know, whenever you do the same, you know, if you're doing bicep curls or whatever,
Right.
there's to a point where your muscle is not going to respond to that because it's the same motion every single time. That's why you want to do something they call muscle confusion, where you introduce different types of workouts with the same muscle group, so that your skin or your muscles will keep growing and getting bigger, and your skin acts the same way.
And you have to buy new shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, which is typically what I have to do.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's kind of this idea about acid rotation is you want to get that muscle confusion, your confusion for your skin, if you will. And to do that, you have to introduce new acids and keep switching back and forth and getting everying so it doesn't
A little skin confusion.
Skin confusion.
Yeah, as opposed to muscle confusion, we're going to confuse the skin. So by rotating the acids, there's a couple of different benefits, or several different benefits actually, that are going to help you with that. So, like we said, your skin is not going to plateau. It's not going to get used to the acid. But you also encourage a much higher rate of cellular turnover,
Yes, we love cellular
which is
turnover.
great. And it gives you the ability to really pinpoint and target skin conditions like sun damage or hyperpigmentation or acne with a lot of different chemical peels that, while they all treat these different skin conditions, they have different benefits, and so they target them in different ways.
Absolutely.
And so that's the benefit of rotating the acids, is that you can specifically go after these things and you'll get a faster result and probably even a more dramatic result when you're able to do that by rotating them. So
Absolutely. So let's do two examples.
yeah.
I really think examples do us all well. So let's talk about acne and hyperpigmentation. I think those are
perfect.
very good ones to do with. So let's start off with examples of acid rotation, and this kind of coincides with series.
It does a little bit, so we'll talk about that too.
Just,
And there are a lot of different ways that you can treat both of these conditions, as with any condition, and with multiple treatments and at-home use products, things like that. So just for ease of this today, we're just going to talk about the treatments that you do in the office. We're not going to talk about home care today.
right, just chemical peels.
Yeah, just FYI.
So one thing that is pretty common with a lot of people is acne. Something that is very important whenever you have a client that walks in your door is the intake and what questions you're asking and what you're observing of their skin, and something you need to know: age, of your client, what kind of acne they have, whether it be mild, severe, cystic, and then also their skin type with that acne. You have you can either be dry or dehydrated, and usually we're dehydrated, but if you have somebody with dry skin, it's going to look different than dehydrated skin. And then also, if they're super, super oily, if their sebaceous gland is just on overload, you're going to be able to notice that too. Also, we need to know if they've been on Accutane. Usually the waiting period is 1 year after they've stopped Accutane is when they can do chemical peels. And then retinol products, they really need to discontinue those about 4 days before a chemical peel. And then, allergies, intolerances, and then also if they've ever had a chemical peel before, if they've ever done laser treatments, microdermabrasion, microderm, any of that. So something that I really, really like when it comes to acne, the acid rotation that I like doing is starting off with the Mandelic.
Yes.
This one is one of my favorite peels because it is it's universally good for most skin types. Like generally speaking, all skin types can use this peel. And tones can use this peel. It's going to be good for hyperpigmentation, for acne, for just any and all skin conditions. It's a really good starting point for most treatment options. I love Mandelic because it gives you a really good glow. It helps with skin tone really, really well. And the next one's for acne that I really like. Personally, I've used the Glyco Blend and the Lactic Blend. The Glyco Blend is a glycolic salicylic blend, and then the Lactic Blend is lactic with salicylic. So
that makes sense.
It does make sense. Something I really, really like about the glycolic blend or the Glyco Blend is that it's going to penetrate really, really deep into the skin. That small molecule is just the salicylic is going to piggyback on the glycolic, and it's just going to penetrate the skin really, really deep. And that's something that for somebody that deals with acne, they probably need that, especially cystic acne, since it's going to be so embedded in the skin. Lactic Blend is a really good one for those dry skin types that have acne. And this will, most of the time with dry skin and acne, it's from lack of cell turnover. So this is a really, really good one for dry skin types. The lactic's not going to completely dry out their skin, but the salicylic that's in there is going to help, with that acne, and the whole peel is going to help with that cellular turnover. So love those two peels of the Mandelic as well. But these are a really good acid rotation for acne. So we've got Mandelic, we've got glycolic with salicylic, and lactic with salicylic. So you can rotate these and have a really nice peel series and really help with some acne.
Yeah, I love it. That's good.
So how don't you talk about hyperpigmentation?
Okay, well, I would love to. And who doesn't like to talk about hyperpigmentation?
I just like saying hyperpigmentation.
It's a great word. There's so many good words in the skincare industry.
No, it's so wonderful.
We've got, I wanted to talk about 3 different chemical peels today that really can help you specifically target either hyperpigmentation, dark spots, even melasma, age spots, and different things. And so the 3 peels are the Glyco Bright, the Lacti Bright, and the Light Jesner Bright. So I'll show these to you here, right here in the picture. Because they're all good friends. And those are backwards. That's what I love about Facebook Live is they're backwards.
Everything's backwards.
When you get these in your office, they are the right way.
They're straightforward.
They're straightforward. They're not backwards.
Right way up.
All right, right way up. Is that how you say that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm just making up words here and phrases.
So all 3 of these have hydroquinone, which is going to specifically target melanin in the skin, so it's going to reduce those dark spots, and it's proven over time. It's really great. It has 2%. In each of these, so it's a good percentage of that active ingredient to really go after that. Now, each of these chemical peels is going to treat these a little bit differently. So we'll start with the Glyco Blend, and just like glycolic, as you know, has that smaller molecule, so it is going to penetrate deeper into the skin. It's also really Glyco Bright. Did I say blend?
You did. It's okay. We're tongue-tied over here.
It's Facebook Live. I mean, anything goes on days like today. So Glyco Bright acid peel. Bright. Yeah.
I feel like we have to be British with that.
Let's talk British today. So the Glyco Bright is an excellent peel. I can't do that. It is. So it's also good for tough skin. Because it does have the ability to cut through some of that and penetrate a little bit deeper. And what glycolic is also known for is that it's a less abrasive exfoliator than, say, a physical exfoliant. So what that means is that when glycolic acid gets on the skin, it melts the glue that enables the dead skin cells to stick to the dermis, and so it's going to just erase that glue, which helps the skin cells slough off. So that's why glycolic is really one of the most popular chemical peels, is because of its ability to do that as an exfoliator. So that's going to reveal that radiant glow, that youthful younger skin that's under there. And so by combining that with the hydroquinone, then that's also going to carry it deeper down into. So when you have those dark spots that are a little bit deeper, then it's going to go there too. The Lactic Bright, notice I said Lactic Bright. Lactic is great for dry and sensitive skin.
Yes.
One of those great acids. It does a lot of really good things, provides moisture. So if you do have dry or aging skin, then that lactic acid is going to help retain moisture in the skin, so it's going to help give it a plumping effect, so make it look younger. And then the hydroquinone can also go in there and target those dark spots. But here's something else that lactic does that you may not know, is that lactic plays a really important role in helping increase the ceramides in the skin, which basically is the mortar that holds the skin cells together and provides that protective barrier over the skin. And so we still need that protective barrier on our skin, and so a lot of treatments, if you do over treatments or do things over time, then you are going to erode or take away that protective barrier of the skin, and that's what keeps out the free radicals and the pollutants and different things that especially our faces are exposed to. So what the lactic acid is going to do is to help encourage those ceramides to reproduce and provide that barrier again for the skin. So that's something you always want to be aware of too, is that after you do a chemical peel, and then what are they doing to rebuild that barrier? And then that's really what's going to help prolong healthy skin, is to make sure that that's in place too. So the last peel, the Light Jesner Bright that we're going to talk to. So I like this one in this series. This one it's a little bit, it's stronger than the other ones, but I like to refer to it as the baby brother of the infamous Jesner peel. It has half the active ingredient percentages in it as the Jesner. So you're talking about a combination of salicylic acid, lactic acid, and resorcinol, and then we add hydroquinone in it to make it a bright. So in the Jesner peel, it has 14% of those three actives. The Light Jesner Bright has 7%. And so why we wanted to talk about that one today is because it's just a good place to start to move into a stronger, more effective chemical peel without really pushing somebody up to, say, a Jesner or an Ultra Jesner that's really going to highly affect their skin, especially with the resorcinol. So the resorcinol, it's an active ingredient that it has a lot of different really great properties, like antioxidants. It has an antioxidant benefit. It also has a brightening effect of the skin. It also helps carry the other ingredients deeper into the skin. But some people will have a reaction to it. It can inflame the skin a little bit, and so you just have to be cautious with people. So that's why we like, before you move somebody to a Jesner, start with this one and see how their skin reacts. You know, do a test spot, especially with the resorcinol in it.
And I'm glad you said something about how their skin reacts, because I think it's very important that we talk about what is the difference between an allergy versus an intolerance. So a lot of these peels have, let's say, lactic in them, and some people can say, oh, I'm lactose intolerant, when really milk just makes them a little gassy. I mean, let's be real here. So that's a little bit of an intolerance. What we talk about, the difference is an allergy is something that is life-threatening. An allergy is something that you've had most of your life. And like if you need to carry an EpiPen for it, then that is a legitimate allergy. You definitely do not want to use those acids because that will cause a reaction. But if they have an intolerance to it, like I can't do milk very well, so I can still use lactic though, because I don't have the allergy, I just have a slight intolerance to it. So there's a difference, and you need to know the difference when you're doing your intake, whenever you're talking to your client on the front end, and just say, hey, you know, explain that a little bit to me. Say you have a milk allergy, what does that look like for you? Or are you legitimately life-threatening, or, you know, are you just, just can't. You just gotta go soy.
Right. So yeah, do you have an EpiPen in your purse or Gas X?
Right.
Is that the question? Is that a proper intake question?
I don't know if that's official or anything like
well,
that.
you're protected with HIPAA.
That's very true.
You can
very
ask
true.
that question.
Let's talk about let's enter a segue into what does a peel series look like, and we've kind of already simultaneously done this a little bit with these 3 peels.
Right.
3. I like series of 3. I like series of 6. So will you just kind of talk about that from a business standpoint, what that looks like?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. So I'm always interested in providing you guys with information that can help you grow your business. And we have seen time and time again how effective chemical peels can be to increase your profits, but also increase your results with people. And so it builds that trust and it makes people confident in the services that you're providing.
Absolutely.
And so there's a couple of different ways that we've seen people use chemical peels in a series, whether that be a series of 3 or a series of 6. You can make them an offer for a discount. Buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 6, get 2 free, or something like that. What I really, really encourage you to do is to develop more of a comprehensive skincare plan for your client. And so when I say that, what I mean is that your skincare conditions didn't happen overnight, and so the healing process is not going to happen overnight anyway. And I think it's good just to set that expectation on the front end with your clients of, okay, we've done our intake and we've talked about these skin conditions that you want to tackle. Here's the plan that I think that we can do to actually help you to be able to do that. That might be a 6-week process. It might be a 12-week process. And so you'll be able to plan these multiple times that they come back. And I would set these appointments in advance that, you're going to come back on these dates and we're going to talk about this and we're going to talk about that part. We're going to look at your skin and see how it goes. What else are good things to do?
Oh, I love before and after photos.
Absolutely.
And I know that a lot of people do them, but some people don't really take the time to do it because they're like, I don't have time to take a picture. I have a next client walking in. Do the before and afters. It is so easy to say, oh, well, I don't see a difference. But you're looking at your face every single day.
Right.
They're not going to notice a big difference unless you take those before and after photos and you can see, here's what you looked like whenever we first started, before we started any treatments. And then here's what you look like after this series. And there's always going to be a huge difference, whether it's tone, texture, the dark spots, lightening the dark spots, or minimizing acne, and you can actually start seeing a big difference in the cellular turnover and how plump their skin looks and everything. Yeah. And so it's huge, and plus it's really good for social media. Yeah. It's really, really good for word of mouth, because those people have those before and afters. They're like, look what she did, this is amazing, or look what he did, this is amazing. So that's definitely an important thing, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think even, you can even do, if you're doing a series, do during photos. You can do first session after each time you do a treatment, or, compare, because when you see those photos side by side, that's when you really go, oh my goodness, this really is working. I'm really seeing some progress, and it's hard to see when you're not able to see those side by side. And again, your value skyrockets when they can see that what you're doing and what you're recommending is really good for them and what you say is true. Absolutely. And you can back it up with proof. You can also combine services for good results. Microdermabrasion, dermaplaning,
microneedling,
light therapy. There's just so many different things that can be used with chemical peels. And that's why I do a long-term plan for your client, and incorporate some different things in there that they can do to really, really help them get the results that they're looking for. And I always say too, just by taking time to watch this video, you're investing in yourself.
Guys.
Yeah, and the more that you can invest in yourself, the more that you can learn, the more that you can understand, then you are going to be viewed as an expert and somebody that they can trust. And so that's always a part of what we're trying to do, is to give you that information and give you that knowledge that you need so you can be that in front of your clients.
I'm glad that you said that too, because we are actually offering a training here at our Little Rock, Arkansas location, November 12th. It's going to be from 9 to 5, so it's one day, all day, and we break for lunch, of course. And basically, it's called our Foundational Chemical Peel class, and I feel like it's a very good class to attend, even if you've already done some chemical peels before, because we are going over everything. We are going over, we'll have a little bit of a class time, but then we're also going to do some hands-on training. And that's, we'll be able to, look at like your technique and kind of make sure that, the amount of pressure and everything that you're doing in the chemical peel is effective and it's the best that you can possibly do. And, anyway, so it's on November 12th. It's going to be here in Little Rock, Arkansas. If you have any questions about that, please give us a call, and then we can get you set up with that. The cost is $500. We are doing an early bird special for with a discount until November 2nd. So if you need any more information, just give us a call, or you can go to our website, skintherapeutic.com.
Yeah, and there'll be product included in that too. So
freebies, yes.
Freebies. You're not going to go home empty-handed.
No.
We're going to make sure that you're taken care of with some great products to use and different things like that. So we would love to see you in person. We would love to meet you. So come join us, and we'll talk everything chemical peels, a whole lot more in depth than what we can do on these. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for
today.
being here.
Yeah, and we will cheers. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Kristen.
Bye, guys.
Go get a hat.